Good morning. Welcome in. It is Friday, November 14th. We are 90 days out from February 12th. The DTD2 this week wrapping up. You're calling your Fs and your Gs. You're texting your Zs. And you might notice, wait a minute, it's 8:30. And usually Friday it's 8:22. We had a programming change that sort of transpired overnight. The Mark King, who started with Wealth Building 2.0, Welcome to the Cause, it is now called Redefine, has moved his conversation on Friday that used to be 7:30 his time in Texas, 8:30 our time here in beautiful downtown New Hampshire, Maine, Massachusetts, Vermont. So I said, I had a department meeting and said, department, let's do a thing and let's slide everything where it needs to slide. So the beautiful thing is they're doing 11 o'clock in Texas, 12 o'clock our time. So as you look at the morning news, which I'm about to read to you, it's like we're in the library. Everybody sits in a semicircle, crisscross applesauce, and I read you a story. This is the story of Friday. Anyway, so I'm going to bring you up to date on that. So the Friday quick start at 8:22 after James, before Mark, is now sliding back into its regularly scheduled slot. We will be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at 8:30 again. Fridays at 8:30 for the quick start from now on moving forward, as Mark King has moved his conversation with Redefine on Fridays to the 12 o'clock spot for us. 11 his time, 12 for us, which is great because it fits into our calendar every Friday perfectly. Or perfectly with no T, as my mother would say it. So we're here doing the thing. At 9 o'clock, you can jump into Fight Club. You can go to KWFightClub.com and just camera on, microphone off. People are in there doing their thing. We've had a great crowd this week. A lot of people that are buckling down, getting back into it. Had a conversation with one of our great agents yesterday. And he talked about the fact that, hey, I just sort of recommitted most recently, got back into my conversations, and then he got himself off track because he got busy working on the deals. And that's always a thing, right? Whether you are party of one and it's just you and Mittens, tell her I say hello, or if you have a team and you've got all the leverage, we can still, because of ownership, because of care, we sort of get just lost and we sit there and we watch. We got all these burgers, we got all these deals. They're on the grill, and we want to watch them cook. We want to make sure they're okay, and we have to be okay with the systems and the models and the processes that we put in place to take care of our deals. Right? Gary's got a note on his desk in beautiful downtown Texas that says nothing about working on a deal is more important than going to get your next deal, right? The deal will move down the field once you get it moving. It does not to be watched. You don't need to watch it incessantly for its entire lifespan. And, we're going to do the things we need to do. We're going to do our fiduciary duties. We're going to make sure that things are moving along. And a daily glance at your stuff, sure, but don't have that pull you out of. Right. And this goes back to, we just said 90 days out from Feb 12. And for this agent right now who did their homework, and that's why we had the conversation we had yesterday. If you'd like to book one, meetwithcoach.com. He was able to look back and be like, oh, yep, my face 90 days ago was doing X, Y, and Z. That's why I'm here doing this. But now getting caught up in the work and out of the prospecting is going to have another dry spell. He's staring at a dry spell in February if he doesn't keep stacking deals. And it doesn't mean, oh my God, the whole day has to be dedicated to lead gen. No. All you have to do is ignore the time in the morning, historically for most, when you do the lead gen. If you get away from that, it's going to get away from you. What did John Akoff say the other day when he was with James Shaw? If I treat my time casually, I will lose it consistently. How many times have we all said to ourselves up here, or to another agent, or to our loved ones when we get home, where'd the day go? And yet you've had days where you go home and you're like, oh my God. And I mean this in the best of terms, right? This was me yesterday. It's just a full day. My afternoons are all one-on-ones, and I love what I do. But you can still leave feeling smoked. Doesn't mean it's a bad thing. And I also know that energy would be the same no matter what I was doing. If I was still in sales, if I'm the productivity coach, and that's why Gary talks about in the one thing, willpower is not on will call. Grab an energy drink, take a quick nap. Like there's all the things you can do. And everybody runs their business the way they run their business. I'm casting no judgment. I'm offering best practices. You and I and most people on planet America have not had their face kicked in yet in the morning. And you look at most business people, they're setting appointments in the morning, they're going on them in the afternoon. And that cadence works for us as well. Now, everyone's different. If you're a dual career agent coming out of a medical field and you were a doctor or a nurse or whatever you did, and any industry that had you working first, second, third, ninth shift, and your people are awake at a different time, and that works for you, whatever works for you. I'm just saying. This agent talked about the fact that he got out of his cadence of just doing what he needed to do for 1-2 hours in the morning. We talk about this all the time. If you're on a fitness journey, you know how long it'll take you to get back to the point where you can just run if you were a runner and you get back into it. Or if you're going to the gym, those fast twitch muscles start to build again. And as long as it takes to build them back up, you take a couple of days off. And the atrophy is like, boom. And it's not that we can't take time. But as business owners, when we say we're going to do something, when our calendar says that our face is doing something, let's just do it. So you don't hit 5 o'clock and say, where'd the day go? Or the day got away from me. No, you got away from your day. And I promise you, I'm saying this to me as well. Here's the thing. My schedule is built by you, right? So my afternoons, I am subject to the appointments that are made by you or that we make together, but I'm lock and load on the weekend, on the weekday afternoons. And I know that my energy has to stay balanced up until 5 o'clock. Because the same energy you're getting right now haven't even look at this girl. Look at her. Isn't she beautiful? Haven't even really cracked. Oh, listen to that. Haven't even really cracked the cold brew. But this fuels a lot of the manic. You're welcome. Thank you, Duncan. Not a sponsor yet. Anyway, you get this because I've had all night to simmer. And I trust. I sat with one of our new agents, Chris, yesterday. He was my last one-on-one. And I promise you, in the friendliest of ways, I was yelling and screaming then too. And it's not perfect every day. My energy will dip midday. We were on midday protocol a handful of days ago. And Boyd Watkins was like, you good? Energy seems off. And as an agent in our market center, every one of you has the right to call me on that because I'm supposed to be here to lift you up and get you somewhere or meet you where you are. But I don't have the luxury of showing up and not being the equator. I have to come in and read you and then take you where you need to go. You tell me you want to go, but I've got to meet you where you are. Yet my energy, just like yours with your clients, we have to be the thermostat, not the thermometer. We set the temperature of the conversation. So we want to be engaging when we know that our bucket is full, that we have air in our lungs. Our head is clear. Our eyes are wide open. And getting out of that cadence can take some time to recorrect or redirect for that matter. So that's why we do Fight Club. That's why it is where it is. And that's today. And today's activities, like we said earlier, are going to be February 12th results, Feb 12 results. It's almost Valentine's Day. It's 90 days out. Do you want to take them out? Do you want to have a great time with them? I know people feel certain ways about Valentine's Day, like Hallmark, those bastards made it up just to sell cards. However you feel about Valentine's Day. You're 90 days out from being able to do anything for them. Something really nice, something really simple, something really heartfelt. Doesn't have to be monetary, I know. But that's the way I will. We get close to a holiday, like, okay, what do I want that to look like? Today's activities will govern that decision. Nathology today, episode 11. Shannon Casey coming in hot. We will have some fun today at 11 o'clock. It's going to be a great conversation about her journey. She got here, and then her team stepped away, and then she found her way home, and we're thrilled to have her back. And she is a fantastic talent, a wonderful human being. I'm sure we'll talk about Yoda. I'm sure we'll talk about Johnny Boy. And we'll talk about her business and her focus and the way, like a lot of our top producers, she just stood her ground in the town and the city that she loves, where she grew up, and she has made that her own, right? And there's a lot of our great agents over in that area. But she put her flag in the ground, and she's made a great life for herself. And we're going to talk about that today with Shannon Casey. And why she chooses to stay and play, and her relationship with Nate. That's what Nathology is all about. We're celebrating 21 years of KWCLM, 50 years of Nathan W. Dickey. And today, episode 11, at 11, with Nathology. You will catch that right here on the Face Space. That video will hang out for 30 days. We're also simulcasting over to our live videos if you go to the Learning channel. If you're looking for that, you just go to kwclmhub.com. Right in the top of the homepage, you'll see learning videos. That pulls you to YouTube. You'll see a lot of our educational stuff. Just go to the live tab, and you'll see all of the Coffee with a Capper, all of the Nathology series, every quick start. If you choose to go back, I don't know. We're saving them for the Smithsonian. I don't know what's happening. I mean, I do know what's happening. I just don't. Listen, I'm doing what I'm told. We were told to archive. We're archiving. It's what old people do. Get off my back. Anyway, 12 o'clock today, Redefine with the Mark King. That is moving, of course. He's not at 8:30 because I'm talking right now. Redefine moves officially this week. It is at 12 o'clock our time, 11 o'clock Texas time. A great wealth building conversation with the Mark King. If you haven't spent any time with him, he is a sage and a gentleman, and he's got a great story. And the Redefine program is some fantastic conversations around business building. Of course, tech will be in there, AI, but ultimately, what are you doing with the financial opportunity you're bringing home to your loved ones, and how are you making that work for you when you're doing other things? That's every Friday now at 12 o'clock. At 1 o'clock, Midday Protocol, timsoffice.com. Just go to timsoffice.com. We're going to have 3 questions for you every day that we meet for the Midday Protocol. How many conversations have you had? How many appointments have you set? How many contracts have you had signed? Conversations. How many people did you talk to in the last 24 hours where business came up and you asked for the right to serve? Appointments. You set an appointment to sit with somebody, to sign them into your business as a buyer, a seller, or investor. When we say appointments, we're not talking about hair and nails, and I'm not judging. Love my barber. Go to him every week. But that's not an appointment. A showing is not an appointment. If we're being clear, an appointment is to sit with somebody, to sign them into your business. That's an appointment. How many appointments have you set in the last 24 hours? And then the third question, how many contracts have you signed? Did you sign a buyer's agreement at that appointment? Did you sign a listing agreement at that appointment? Did you put somebody under contract with a purchase and sale? And then we're still working our way through shift and the 12 tactics, and we're on tactic 11. We'll do that today at 1, and then at 1:30, we put a bow on it for the educational week. There was an M in there. That'll be on the quiz. We put a bow on it for you. It's back to basics. KWCLM forms with your brokers, 1:30 today at kellertv.com. Hey, if I can help with anything, please let me know. It is 603-834-2856. You can also book my face at meetwithcoach.com. Have a fantastic weekend. We'll see you in and around the market center and the internet. Take care.